conquering adult anxieties and the challenges that you'll have. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. When you are coming back from anxiety, it's really important that you have an instructor who's patient, who will listen to you and understand your needs. You need someone who's nice, who's not going to yell at you when you make mistakes. When you're coming back from anxiety, the first thing you need is someone who's going to listen, who's going to be kind, who's going to be caring, and understand your needs. For example, if someone is giving you directions, at the light, I need you to make a left turn. I want you to take a left. Also, they use hand directions. If you've seen any of my videos, and those of you who are tuning in, you have seen those videos. I'm all about providing you information to help you overcome anxiety, whether you're a teen or adult, learning how to drive. If you have questions, go ahead and put those questions in. I think it's really important that when you're teaching someone how to drive, and I'm speaking from experience, you don't want to make last-minute decisions. Last-minute decisions can create instant accidents, instant anxiety, instant fear, and instant frustration. You want to plan your route ahead. And the one thing I've learned going through college, going through teaching over 24 years, is prepare your adult learner, your teen learner for the driving experience. I want to make a conversation with you. I want to get to know you and your family so I can better understand you and serve your needs. I try to use visual demonstrations whenever possible because why? We're all visual learners. And when we're visual learners, we analyze the environment. If we're on a heavy stretch of the expressway going to Metro Detroit, going to Metro Houston, Texas, going to Metro Los Angeles, California, are we in the middle lane, which I suggest we are in? The middle lane is the smooth lane. Are we in the lane to the right? We're going to have trucks merging in. We're going to have cars coming in. We're going to have cars going fast, going slow. That's a lot of anxiety. And we don't want to create more anxiety than we already have to deal with. So I would have you merge out comfortably, getting your speed up, getting set. Then I would instantly get you to the second or third lane of traffic so we can start practicing good speed control, having good space. And remember, it's a car length for every 10 miles an hour. Next, I want to be considerate. We all have different schedules. Example, I have a driver's education seminar this weekend. I'm scheduled to drive. I need to call my adults, I need to call my teens and tell them we need to adjust the schedule because I have a seminar that I need to go to stay current, to stay professional in my area. If you are wanting private lessons, you need to reach out to me through the Stand Store that we're going to be putting together in hopefully the next 24 to 36 hours. Good professionals are always looking for new certifications, new areas of instruction. I want to continue to learn and to elevate through seminars, through helping people who have driving anxiety. This is why I decided to put this masterclass together, Conquering Driving Anxiety and Adult Challenges, because adults have different challenges than teen drivers. And today we're going to focus on the adult. These things will apply to teen drivers. Next, sharing a story. We all have stories to bring. We all have stories to share. Example, last Saturday, I was driving a client. They did not look to the left. They made a right turn. We almost got hit by a car. It's my responsibility to educate my adult, my teen in the car of those common mistakes. On that same day, I had another client who did not stop. We were making a right turn, and if you have a stop sign, you have to stop completely for 3 seconds. Let's look at sign number 4. They failed to stop. And if you fail to stop, 1, that is a moving violation, and 2, we almost got hit by a car. But yet, the client wanted to argue with me and say, I stopped. I asked the other passenger behind us, they did not have ownership. So I'm not seeing things A stop is a stop for 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003. We almost got hit. So this tells me I'm not doing my job, and as a result, the client is not paying attention. These are some of the most common things that a lot of you don't even see when we're in the car. Next, I have to be a fun teacher, but you just told me you almost got killed twice. I did. And you have to learn from your mistakes. Driver's education, adult driving education, teen driving education, driving to get adults back on the road is different. Every person is different. Some people may have a difficult time getting into the car. Some people may have a difficult time even understanding the idea of driving. So we're going to be talking about this in terms of gradual exposure. Next, good instructors are really calm. They'll give you advice. And that's what I did. In both of those situations, I gave my clients advice. Next time, I need you to pause and look to the left. Okay, but yet a car had to veer to the left to keep from hitting us. I realized on a road test situation, it would have been automatic failure. It's important that you trust your instructor. You trust the guardian who's getting you on the road. Trust is earned, not given. I'm earning your trust right now. You're taking the time to watch this. Next, give positive reinforcement. Yes, we almost got hit twice. Yes, I learned that I need to be more on top of my instruction. Before you come up to a light, I need to look before you even get there, just like I'm looking now, to help you understand. So when you come up to that right turn on red, you have to stop completely. You have to look to the left. Our car's coming, you wait. Is it clear? Is there a sign that says no right turn on red? You need to understand regulatory signs. They tell you what you can and cannot do. Next, good instructors allow you to fix your mistake. I allow my students who almost got hit in a controlled situation by a car to fix their mistakes. In the classroom, you interact with your students. You give them time to work. You let us make mistakes. You help us figure them out. You answer our questions. You need to focus on the most important thing. That is the client. That is your driver. You need to put them first. Example, one of the clients that we're working with is a real estate agent. The asking price for the condo, people went $10,000 over asking price. One client did not have approval because they had to take out a loan for their daughter. The agent called the bank. I need an email stating that my client's offer is actually legitimate. My real estate client and the banking company did not see eye to eye. The client was not approved for $172K. The client was approved for only $162K. Many of you are saying to this, what does this have to do with driver's ed? Put the client first. My real estate agent talked to the buyer. The real estate agent works for the buyer, the real estate agent works for the seller who's selling the property. The real estate agent talked to the seller and said, listen, you can get over $10,000 asking price, but the person who's buying it may not have the $10,000 over asking price. He told the real estate agent, let's go with the offer that has $162K. Stop being greedy. Work for the driver. I work for all of you. It's important that I listen to understand what people are going through. Next, I use my hands to demonstrate. I need you to look left. I need you to look right. I need you to tell me what this sign means. This is a stop sign. It's a regulatory sign. I need you to tell me what this sign means. This is a regulatory sign. Do not enter. You have to know what these signs mean, because if you don't, you're going to make a lot of mistakes that will cause you to have an accident that could bring on anxiety because you weren't properly educated. I can't assume anything. Maybe you weren't listening in class. Maybe you had a personal situation going on. I do those mental checks along the way. I'm doing really good, Jay. We're teaching right now. You can ask some questions, Jay. I'm getting my stand store together within 24 hours. What does that mean for you? You're going to be able to leave your email. You're going to be able to leave your name and telephone number. We're going to be able to set up a phone call. We'll hop on a phone call session. We'll set it up, and then we'll set up a Zoom or a Google Meets. I've been wanting to do this. Now's the time. And Jay, now's the time to ask me questions. I'm in a classroom setting. I'm going over conquering driving anxiety and the adult. This deals with challenges. Jay, this is for you. So you need to listen. Next, good instructors make jokes. They help you relax, even though we almost got hit. You're probably saying, well, how can you smile and think about this? Because it wasn't intentional, but at the same time, there's a lesson to be learned. And if the student is humble and they listen, their intent was pure. If they don't listen, then they need to review. So Jay, you are one of the reasons why I need to stop procrastinating, start the stand store. It's like $30 a month. But once I set up the stand store, you can reach out to me safely. I can get your information. We can set up a Google Meets. There is a cost for this, so we'll set it up. We'll set up the price, but then you can talk to me one-on-one. And then I can give you my information. I can help you, because the goal is to get you on the road. And Jay, because of you, I'm thinking about starting that nonprofit. I have an LLC, but starting that nonprofit and then getting some money from the state or from the federal government to get a vehicle to help people who want to learn how to drive, because that's what the true value of this is, helping people who want to learn how to drive. Now I'm going to go through some driving situations and help you. Jay, in overcoming anxiety, you need someone who's patient. If I motivate you to share your journey, share your story, you're starting to visualize yourself driving. If I encourage you to contact social service programs in your state, then I've helped you. If I need to get on a phone call with you and we contact the social service programs in your area, then I've done my job, because I want to help you. And you're helping me focus in on my purpose. And that's what life is all about, a journey in helping prepare someone. There are good people across the world. There are companies who want to donate millions of dollars. You just need to have the proper documentation and LLC, nonprofit set up, and then fill in the necessary paperwork. We're in between presidents. And I had to talk about this because this could delay some of the funding. We're in between presidents. We're in between President Joe Biden, and we're in between Donald Trump coming in 2025. So a lot of the government money will be paused until we know where we're going. Yes, because I definitely want to learn how to drive. And yes, you can help me. Of course I will, Jay. I've already said this. I've made the commitment to you. We'll call these organizations. We'll find out what I can do, because I'm in the Midwest. You're down south. I don't want to say where you live right now, what state, but I will help you, and I will give you that support, give you that confidence to reach the goal. And I mentioned that my dad was a double bilateral amputee. He had hand controls on his car. So I know the struggle, the challenge that you are facing. I understand that you might feel alone sometime. I've seen my father go through some really difficult times, but he never gave up. He always looked for a brighter day. And those stories will help you be successful and reach your goal. And that's what it's all about. We're one person away from just elevating to the next level. So I will help you. You want an instructor or a coach to treat you like an adult. Like, Jay, I'm treating you like an adult because you are an adult. And anytime I can help you find a source or a telephone number or a service program, then that's a win. Next, in order to conquer driving anxiety in adults, Jay, these are the challenges you face. You've got to find a social organization. You might have to find a social organization that could have money set aside for you to go to college, could have money set aside for you to get a car, to have money set aside for you to get whatever you need installed into the car. Because the goal of driving is to make you independent. The goal of driving is not to keep you at home, to keep you relying on mom or dad or an Uber or a Lyft. You may have to do those momentarily to get to a job, to go to an interview, but at the end of the day, you got to have a car. You got to be able to drive. And for me, in my experience, teaching driver's education, and 2 years ago, I'm not going to mention the program, I had a chance to teach over 35 18-year-olds who are getting ready to go to college. But one problem, they did not have a license. So it was my job to teach them level 1, to do road test prep, and to get them to the Secretary of State to pass their test. We're happy to say a large majority of them did pass their tests and went on to get their license before they go to college. You don't need a car to go to college, but it can be helpful if you want to commute back home on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, or something could happen in the family. Next, in the classroom, you want an instructor who allows you to play games, use physical demonstrations, also allows you to move around. In this case, we're going to be doing a virtual class where I have experience pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID, so I can set up a virtual driver's ed class. We can have that master class. I have the resources. So I've been doing this for the last 4 years, and we're going to continue doing it as long as the market demand is there. We're conquering driving anxiety in adults and the challenges that you face. Next, a good instructor is patient. They don't belittle you, okay? When you're not as good as the other driver. A good teacher is also positive. They are always smiling. I always smile. This smile is from my heart. I want to help all of you who are taking the time to listen. And this class can be a basic master's class. This class could be an advanced class. This class could be helping clients who used to drive, who maybe lost a license through law violations, through traumatic anxiety. I have training on both of those fronts. So whatever the clients need, we're going to help all of you reach your goal. So that's why the stand store is so important. So we can get email, we can get telephone number, we can better service you. And then once we get a small group of 3, 5, or 10, we'll put the class together. We'll set up a time during the week, over the month, to have that 2-hour session, to have that 1-hour session, and then that will better serve you. It really is about independence, because it's really easy for people to give up and just stay home the next 20 or 30 years. You have to catch a bus, you have to rely on your mom or dad, you have to rely on your sister or brother. They love you, and of course they will take you, but at the end of the day, they're saying, oh my God, I gotta take them again. And they'll do it with love, right? I've been there before. But you want to be independent. You want to have your own car. You want to be able to come and go when you want. You might have a job, and then you might want to meet your friends in downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. I'm just giving all of you some examples. Next, let's talk about the road skills evaluation. Okay, yeah, if this is resonating with you, give it a thumbs up. Jay, I'm here. So let's talk about this. if your driving instructor has to intervene, meaning let's pretend, Jay, you're making a right turn, but you turn too short, you're going to hit the curb. If the instructor or road tester has to intervene, it's going to be a failure. Okay? Next, do you disregard regulatory signs? When I told my client she failed to stop, a red light means stop, S-T-O-P. We almost got hit by a car. And then I paused and I put the responsibility on her and the other drivers in the car, not me. I'm the one not driving. My clients in the back were scared to have ownership, but we almost got hit. So this reminds me of my purpose. I have 10 minutes. This reminds me of my purpose. No one in the car except for me wanted to take responsibility. We almost got hit. That doesn't make sense. You just think about that for a second. And then the other incident, which was more humble and pure, my client didn't look to the left. Both of them were results of not looking to the left and making a right turn on red. Cars run lights. Jay, I would hate to have that happen to you. Imagine, we worked really hard. We got you a vehicle. We got whatever you needed installed in the car. We lined you up for an interview. You got a job. Your first day to the job, you failed to look to the left. You got hit, and your whole world is done. Let's think about that. That's real. All because you didn't stop on a right turn on red and you didn't look. It seems very innocent, but it's very deadly. And these are the things I go through every day because I teach adults and teens how to drive. You need to stay humble. You need to listen to your instructor. We're talking about conquering driver's ed anxiety and the adult challenges that we have. I really wanted to live by myself, and what should I do? Well, Jay, what I need you to do, and Jay, you're going to be my case study. Once we set up the stand store and we get your information, we're going to talk. We'll do a private Google Meets or whatever we need and get it set up. And then we're going to look at the social service programs in your area. Maybe you could be living in assisted living. Maybe you want the means to live on your own, but you got to get a job, Jay. That's the first thing. No one's going to let you live for free. Okay? I'm just being real with you. Well, you might have a great cousin, great auntie, great uncle. I have cousins that live in Las Vegas. I have cousins that live in Alabama. I have cousins that live in California. But after about a week, you're going to get tired of you staying there. You got to have a plan A, B, and C. And this is where I'm going to help you create that plan. And we're going to have to follow the plan because it can be scary moving out on your own. We're talking about adult independency. Okay? And yes, we will get that driving in first. And that's going to take a commitment from you. Even though I'm in the Midwest, I can be your motivation. Okay, they said no, they don't have cars this time, but they know another place in another part of the state. Well, Jay, we're going to have to call. Well, they found a place in the state, but I don't have a ride to get over there. Jay, we have to get a transportation to get you over there. There are agencies in every single state that provide transportation for people who have handicaps, for people who live in certain elements, certain financial situations. So I want you to be able to visualize yourself living on your own. And that's the hardest thing for a young person, anywhere from 18 to 35. To live on your own, you got to pay your own bills. And if you don't pay your bills, you're going to lose your home. You don't pay your bills, they're going to cut off your electricity. You don't pay your bills, they're going to take your car. You don't pay your bills, you're going to run out of gas. So you have to pay your bills. You have to be able to take the good things out of a job, great boss, great situation, but maybe your commute is terrible. Or maybe you have a bad boss, but you love the job. So there are always advantages and disadvantages. And once you find that right job, and for right now, Jay, You probably need a job that's within a 10-mile radius of your home that maybe you can travel to. Jay, do you have a job already? Yes or no? That's going to tell me a lot about where you are. Okay? Reliable. Every 2 weeks, I get checks. I get checks from driver's education. I get a check from what I'm doing with social media. I get a check from my educational opportunity. You've got to have money. We have to pay bills, okay? To keep the lights on, to have food in the refrigerator. I hate to sound like your uncle or your dad, but this is the harsh reality. And a lot of people are scared to make that move. A lot of people don't know what to do. So you're going to have those conversations with your mom or your dad, or I don't know your living situation, Jay, but once we talk privately off air, I can better help you get prepared for that next step in your life. Because I remember those days, and they happen every day that we survive and we grow. Every day is another opportunity. Every day is another challenge. For some people, just getting up and getting dressed and eating and getting themselves ready to go is a challenge. Every day I drive for 25 minutes or 18 miles could be a challenge. There are cars tailgating me. There are people cutting me off. There are people not paying attention. I could be rear-ended. A truck driver could fall asleep at the wheel. So my job is to help you avoid those situations, to help you become independent. And it's just a matter of a phone call, an email, because these programs are all across the country. So I'm blessed to be here. Next, smooth acceleration. Jay, you got to push that gas and get up to speed, whether you're driving on a surface street, whether you're merging on the expressway. I'm just using you as an example. Next, you got to be able to identify when and how to back up straight. I posted a couple of videos, how to back out of a driveway. You got to look right, you got to look left, you have to look, but I have a backup camera. You still can run over a car, hit a kid. Just because you have a backup camera means nothing. It takes about 10 years, Jay. If you're 21, that's 31. If you're 25, that's 35. If you're 27, that's 37. Jay, I don't know how old you are, but if you're taking that time to learn how to drive, you'll learn gradually. I haven't been down south to where you've been, but I understand the area, and I need you to trust the process. And by you coming on this live stream, by you asking questions, I know where I need to be. I have a target and focus. I have 6 minutes, guys. I'm going to talk to you for 6 minutes. Keep putting those questions in. Do you use balanced approach? Are you driving at 10 and 2, 9 and 3, 7 and 5? You have to have both hands on the wheel. It's the safest way. One hand, yes, you can drive with one hand, but it's not really the safest way. Imagine when I told you my student almost got hit, they just had one hand on the wheel. They're going to turn really short and go over the curb. So now we're going to get hit from the left and go over the curb and hit the telephone pole. Students, listen to your instructors. You have to listen. We have your best interest in mind. Every instructor is different, okay? And I really want to help you. So I'm 22 years old. I hate asking people to take me. I understand. So Jay, when you get sick of asking people to take you somewhere, you're going to say, I'm done. I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to make some phone calls. You may get 5 or 6 no's, or you don't qualify for the program, or we gave the last car away, or, Jay, what's going to happen is you're going to have to fill out a form. They're going to need to know your age, the county you live in, your living situation. Do you qualify for these resources? You may not qualify, Jay. You might have to just start stacking up your money, catching an Uber or Lyft to a job, stacking up your money for 6 months, 3 months, 4 months. Jay, example, I'm planning to build a new social media / gaming computer. It's going to cost about $2,500. I don't have the money right now. Every check, we're saving $300, $200. I have a beautiful computer case, a View 71. That doesn't necessarily mean anything to you. I'm telling you a story. I have a power supply. It's a 750 watt. I have a 4070 Ti. What am I telling you? I have to save money. So when January comes, I'm ready to buy and create. I may have to put it together, Jay, and that's okay. I'm not scared. But if I have it and can't afford it, I can have it built. Or we can take my case, which has the power supply, which has everything I need. I could save $400, $500. But I have to plan too. I have to plan, Jay, to migrate all my videos to the new computer. We all have to plan. I planned out this video today. I have 3 minutes. I planned this video out today to talk about conquering driving anxiety and adult challenges. Jay, we're talking about you today, and not in a bad way. So, Jay, you're going to have to first get a job in your local area. Maybe you have a load of money saved up. Maybe your mom or dad is saying, well, we understand right now, but you're not paying rent. But by next summer, you're going to have to pay a rent or pay a bill, because you can't just live off on someone and not pay a bill. So I'm not trying to, get real personal. I know that you're 22. I know you live down south, but, are you paying rent? Do you have a job? Can you save money? Okay. In some cases, maybe you have a $300 check. You got a $500 check, but $300 goes towards your phone, your credit card. And then you got $100 for food. And then you got to save another $100. So you really can't get a car for $100. Upwards of $500, $750, $1,000. Lean on your church. Jay, do you go to church? Are you a member of a local church? There are programs in your area. Well, no, I'm not. I feel uncomfortable going there. Go in, talk to the pastor, talk to the minister. Hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm going through some difficult times right now. Is there a member in the church that has an extra car? Not right now, but come back next month. 30 days goes by. I have 2 minutes. 30 days goes by. You come back in. We found a person. They have an extra vehicle, but it's in Texas. Oh my God. You're going to have to get to Texas. Is the car drivable? We're not sure. You're going to have to call the person. You see how things happen? If this brought you value and you learned something today, watch all of my videos, leave comments. We're going to be setting up the stand store where you can put your email in, put your telephone number. We can set up a call. There is a charge for setting up the call. I'm not sure how much it's going to be yet, but we're going to help Jay and we're going to help all of you. Watch my videos. Bye.